So, guys, we're going to have it back again. Let's talk Raw. Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone is okay. Um, let's just relax a piece and then we'll get started. I need a bit of a mic check. So, if anyone's in the chat, let me know how the audio sounds. Let me know if it sounds crispy enough. Um, Sorry that it's scheduled later than planned. Well, though I did tell you guys what I'll be doing on Sunday and Monday. So, yeah, I going into Tuesday was a bit of a myth still. Um, but yeah, I did manage to catch up on Raw. I think when I came back on Tuesday night or morning, so I managed to watch it because it started while I was on it. So yeah, another episode of Raw, man. 26/5/25. Um, Again, I'm not here for a long time because I just want to make sure that this content gets put out there and that. I think I will be recording some pre-recorded stuff on certain news stories for the WWE. I think I saw um, I think to bring it back. It looked like I said I just said evolution, but I'm guessing it's women's evolution. I think I saw Great American Bash and a couple of things all on the same weekend. So a little 5 minute video on that and what I think on that because if it is women's evolution, it doesn't feel like they're in the right trajectory to be doing that just now because I don't think they've been treating the women's division the best. I don't think they've been getting the spotlight they deserve, and I don't think the booking's been that great. So I was gonna do this as a pre-record myself. As I said to you guys before, it's a little bit easier sometimes just to switch on live, and then the video stays up anyway. And then anyone who can tune in later on can get a grip of what's going on there. But yeah, should be interesting. I took some notes down from Raw. It's realistic I could get this review done in 5 minutes because yeah, it's another poor episode of a lackluster product, and yeah, I could be kind to say 2025 for WWE hasn't been the best in terms of for the viewing public for entertainment. Although realistically, it's probably the fact that it's not been great in general for a while. So we got break it down. So they keep botching in matches. It's embarrassing. Yeah, yeah, I agree, man. I always try and I always try and give. I mean, it's not up to me. It's just I'm just a fan, but I always try and give the wrestlers a bit of leeway because for every botch a wrestler has, for every mistake they make, they have 10, 20 shows of great wrestling. Remember, we have to remember that they're coming from doing live products as well, 300 days a year plus on the road. He had a little bit more time off now. So if I've done 300 days on the road, you make five botches and one of them ends up being on TV, then I have to give you some grace. But I feel like people make mistakes in real fights in it. So I don't understand why in wrestling they have to just continue with it. I know the show goes on, but you don't have to sell it as it has to be a certain way. It's kind of crazy to me. It's kind of crazy to me, but to get to it, probably go for it step by step. Yeah, it's getting. I have to say to you guys, apart from jumping on live streams and that, it's getting more difficult to review Monday Night Raw and SmackDown simply because I don't really want to drag content out for the sake of dragging content out, but it's beginning to look like I could post the same Raw review every week, change the thumbnail, and you would never know. If I just don't say the date on it, you'd never know because it's like there's going to be a part of this Monday Night Raw review where I talk about what happened at the end of the show, and almost if you go to the my last review last Monday, it's the same. I checked; it's exactly the same. And that's in regarding to CM Punk as well. But I don't want to waste around. I don't think anyone's jumping in the stream. I just threw it up. Obviously, everyone was expecting this on Tuesday. But again, people who are part of the channel and already subscribed, they know that I attended the Liverpool football parade on Monday. So everything was mad. I think if people have the news and stuff like that, then all of that was crazy. Travel was crazy and all that stuff. So get it in. Yeah, I mean, get in where you can fit in and all that. So speaking of that, I was writing a complaint. the train station while I was speaking to you guys. Well, before I just jumped on, so I'll complete that again in a minute. But yeah, Monday Night Raw, man, 26/5/25. Where were they live from? I got some notes. They were live from Tampa, Florida, which probably worked out all right for a lot of the wrestlers, considering so many wrestlers live in Tampa, especially from their NXT days. So probably worked out beautiful there. The show kicked off with the group that is yet to be named. I don't know, man. Let's just call them. They look like Evolution, don't they? They got the suits on now. Bronson Reed, Bron Breakker, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman. I know Seth is trying to have some individualism, but I don't really like the fact that he's got the colourful suit on and they are dressed in all black. Because they just look like his bodyguards. They don't look like there's anything unique or individual about them. Sunglasses, black suits, nothing else to them. No different theme music. Not even a remix to Seth's theme music, which would have been great. And also, side note of Seth with his entrance, it's I don't want to blame him, but he has some part to play in it. It's causing the fans to still sing along with his theme, the little chant and stuff like that. And it's not very heelish, is it? And Seth actually spoke about this when he got in the ring. So we got them kicking off the show. It was a lot for pretty much Paul Heyman. Pretty much Paul Heyman trying to explain about Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker and stuff like that. And I can't lie, for the genius that Paul Heyman is, I didn't really like this promo. I don't really like the fact that they haven't explained why this unity's happened, apart from saying that people are the future. For a lot of the people who are not casual wrestling fans or are wrestling fans but don't watch anything outside the product, him explaining some stuff on the Pat McAfee show is not good enough, because if it was intended for everyone to see, then they would have put it up on WWE. They do that loads of times where they cross-platform certain bits of wording and certain bits of promo. So I don't like the fact they've done that. You got Bron Breakker still barking, which is it's not a heel move getting the fans to cheer along with you in it. So he's still barking. Seth's still doing the orchestra, and it's like, brother, like embrace the being the heel part, but clearly not. And yeah, Bronson Reed, who, when you come to think of it, the reason why this group seems a bit weird is because Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker were doing just fine without Paul Heyman and Seth. Like, Bron Breakker seemed like he's won the United States title twice since he's been on the main roster. I think that's, if I'm correct. You know what I mean? So I don't understand why he needs them. And then the same with Bronson Reed, he was getting himself over before he got injured. It took him a while. He started to come into his own. He hurt Seth about 7 tsunamis. Started to progress, got into the Bloodline 2.0, was working there. Now they've replaced him with the Corn on the Cob. Same thing. All black. No uniqueness, no creativity, no individualism. Just another part of a faction. And if that's the case, and if you want to use Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker like this, then you should have just kept AOP around. And Seth used to be with AOP, so you should have just got AOP back. They should have went out with him. They could have still done their tag team stuff. Seth could still look like the god. But it is what it is. This promo consisted of Seth waffling, Paul waffling, Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker smiling a lot. It wasn't that impressive, to be honest. There was some notes I took on what Paul Heyman said, because pretty much he was like, the first man I'm going to talk about is the dog, Bron Breakker. Everyone start barking. Not just any dog, the attack dog, the future of the company, the man who's gonna main event. And then this is what he actually said, which is quite crazy. He's gonna main event WrestleMania 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, and so on. If the Terminator went back in time and all this business, whatever. I can't lie, I'm never one to diss Paul Heyman because he's top tier, but this promo was trash. Big up Morris. His promo was trash. I don't care about if the Terminator went back in time. I don't know why you're telling me that Bron Breakker's going to main event then WrestleMania 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 40, and 50. Bear in mind, we haven't got to WrestleMania 42 yet. So basically, what you're inverting and telling me is that WrestleMania 43, well, 42, 43, and 44 are all going to be Seth. And then Bron Breakker from that on is going to take over. Paul's a meticulous guy, so I feel like he's done this on purpose. And I don't know. I don't know. Seth went on to talk about the same thing and mention about the future of the company. He, Paul's comments on Bron Breakker were very stupid. Like that, he basically spoke about Bronson Reed took stuff into his own hands and became the most dangerous man on the roster. So dangerous that the company didn't want to put anyone against him, and he took it into his own hands and he gave Seth all these humanas and he destroyed Seth. And I was like, all you're making it look like is Seth's weak, and this guy's a battered Seth. It's crazy. The words were he took the initiative. He went after the top star in WWE. He went after the legacy player, the future of this industry. Bronson Reed targeted Seth Rollins in one night. Bronson Reed put a beating on Seth Rollins, worse than Roman Reigns ever put on Seth Rollins in 10 years. I don't like. It doesn't make it. So what? He beat him up. I get it. I get it. And then he said something about the sacrifice Seth Rollins was willing to make for every single one of you so the trajectory of the industry could go up. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? You just bigged up Bronson Reed for destroying Seth over and over again. That was it. That was it. And then we went on to Seth, and then he proclaimed to talk about him being the future of the company. And I'm like, Paul just said that Bron Breakker's the future of the company. Now you're talking about you're the future of the company. He wanted to call Bron Breakker a badass over and over again. Poor promo. Very poor promo. What I did like was for the fans in tandem to just scream and make noise for any little thing and over the top. What was it? You sold out chants to Seth Rollins, and Seth had cheated. It was quite funny. Seth said, "You questioning my integrity. I sold out. Who did I sell out to? Myself." He said, 5 minutes ago, you guys were all singing my song, and now you're saying I sold out. He's right, and that's what I've been saying. The job of what the heels and the baby faces are doing, it's at this point now where it feels like it's at a point of no return. It feels like at this point you're kind of screwed on it. I'm being like this. Like it feels like at this point you're actually screwed in the company. I don't think we can ever get the baby face and heel thing back to where it was. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, but I digress, blood. I digress. Let me give me a moment. I just want to make sure I've got my notes. Where are they? Big up though. Big up Morris, bro. Love for the love, brother. Man's all good still. It was a treacherous time, blood. It was a great day, and then it finished terrible, bro. And yeah, it was a bit of trash, man. So you get me. Who is on your pick? I actually can't see it. It looks like it's Raquel, but I could be wrong. Let me know. Let me know, bro. Yeah, I mean the StreamYard icons come up pretty small still, so so I got some on my computer anyway. So we move on from there. We go into the first match. I mean they Yeah, it is Raquel. I thought so. I thought so. Big up Raquel. You already know the vibes, bro. You get me. But yeah, that the spoke that Vikingo was in the house. Whatever. Yeah, whatever, man. I don't even care if you're good, bro. It's just like when's the first match? Chad Gable versus Penta versus Dragon Lee in a men's Money in the Bank qualifying match. Uh, the match was just what it is, isn't it? Like I'm a little bit confused. I don't, you know what I'm like. I don't care about the details of this match. Like at this point, who cares, man? Wouldn't it have been more impressive? Like, wouldn't it have made more sense to have Al Cappuccino in the match instead of Chad Gable? Because then it would have been all luchas. I think it would have made a lot more sense. But they didn't do that. Penta picked up the victory. Chad Gable got his head busted open. And again, for like, it seems like we're getting people's heads bust open the hard way, week in, week out. And I don't even think it's part of the. Well, it's not part of the plan. Um, Again, accidents happen, so I'm not going to get onto anyone about that kind of stuff. We know that's how it works. Accidents happen, but it does suck a little bit, doesn't it? So it is what it is. Bit of a crazy take on what's going on in WWE there. But yeah, Penta qualifies. I didn't expect it to be any other way, to be honest. We go back to the Judgment Day Clubhouse. Dirty Dom playing video games. Carlito, Roxanne Perez, and Dom. Roxanne gives Dom another plate of chicken nuggets. All that bullshit. You already know the vibes there. Then we get like a big chant, like a big pop, and it's Liv Morgan. She walks in while Roxanne's trying to tend to Dom's shoulder that she said looks sore, which it was a bit cheesy, man. Like I'm done with the Judgment Day Clubhouse. I've been done with it, bro. It's stupid. It's not even an actual room. You know what I mean? They've always got 2K on. I get you trying to promote the game, but you can do it in another way. They've ruined Seth. He got him and JD just laughing like children. It's not realistic. Like Seth's closer to, Finn's closer to 50 than 30, bro. So I don't understand why they've got him just laughing like a Cheshire cat, like an idiot. It doesn't make any sense. It's so unrealistic that he would be acting like that because oh my god, your girlfriend's back and she caught some girl rubbing your shoulder when you could have been. It doesn't make any sense. And at this point, you see all that teasing, what they've been doing for months now, with Finn and Dom and the Judgment Day and everyone turning on each other. I don't care. I don't care. Obviously, they started to do this Liv, Dom, and Roxanne thing. It's identical to what happened with Rhea Ripley. So whether the outcome's the same, the whole build up is exactly the same. It's very stupid. It's very lazy. No effort's been put in. No creativity's been put in. And it stinks that you don't care about the product and it's just recycling and stuff. I don't like it. Liv doesn't get too mad anyway because she says like, "Listen," she takes Raquel with us. Like, I've got myself a match to fight against. Who was she fighting against? Kairi Sane. So let's go. Something to do with the Money in the Bank. Now, I was a bit confused myself because the Raw's been pissing me off, so it's kind of hard to keep up with what's going on. But if I'm correct, where I got it here, yeah. So bear in mind, Liv said I've got spoke to Adam Pearce and I got myself a match to qualify for the Money in the Bank, and she was fighting Kairi Sane, who lost last week. So it felt like to me like, does that mean she had a match to fight to get into a qualifying match? I don't get it, especially with the fact that Kairi Sane lost last week. I'd have given her another chance because Zoe Starks got injured. I don't know, but whatever. They moved on from there, and it like trash, of course. Um, we get the Memorial Day video package, Cody Rhodes, and then we get the promo of the Cody Rhodes podcast, which brother, like, turn up to wrestling on it. I'm not trying to see your podcast. I especially don't want to see you interviewing your missus on a podcast. With all due respect to Brandy, lovely lady, and that, all of that stuff. But like, does anybody in the wrestling industry? Nobody cares about Brandy, so we don't need to hear you talk to your wife all formal, like it's all weird and it's all strange. Like we know you're not gonna ask some hard hitting question. It's your wife. I don't get it. It's a bit stupid. Anyway, we move on from there to the dreaded match that I warned you guys about 4 weeks ago now. Rusev, Akira Tozawa. Um, yeah, you know how this went, and Tozawa started the match, ripped off his shirt, and then Tozawa dots a clothesline, rapid fire haymakers and all that stuff, and then he gets sideswept and launched into the turnbuckles. And after that, it was curtains for him. He locked the accolade on him. Bell rang, he kept it locked in. Sheamus music's hits, and then Sheamus and Rusev have a standoff. Somehow, they've done worse with Rusev than I thought they were going to do. I gave them 6 weeks before they ruined his character. They've taken like 3 weeks. He's already irrelevant. He's already not getting a reaction from the crowd. He was getting more of a reaction when he left WWE to now that he's come back. And I'm thinking that he might just be picking up a paycheck because you would think that they would build off some of those them vignettes he had. Also, we don't even understand why is Sheamus coming out top this hour. Seriously, what, like, That's just it. Just smells of you don't know what to do, Sheamus. So let's bring let's bring him out to help this hour because he's a man of the people. Even though he joined something called the Fight Club and they were just beating each other up, doesn't make any sense. But Rusev doesn't hit Sheamus. He doesn't headbutt Sheamus. He don't kick him in the shins. He doesn't when Sheamus turns his back, try and nothing. Stare off, stare down, and you would say Sheamus won the stare down, considering that one walked out of the ring, which was Rusev. Um, Way to make him look weak. Looked very weak in that instance. So crazy. Bill Morris. At least when Damien was in Finn's position, it was more natural. Exactly, brother. Um, where are we? We get a backstage segment. Well, call it backstage segment. First, we had the Kathy Kelly backstage with Bert and Tom Segura. Nobody cared about that, so whatever. Big up Kathy Kelly though, so it was great to see her. And then we have Jey Uso and Sami Zayn, and he's giving him the pep talk and that. It's a weird little thing, like Sami's walking around the locker room and he looks like he's speaking to himself, and then the camera pans and Jay's standing there, and then we get the big cheers and I don't know why you want to go out there and get beat down by these guys and stuff like that. And he's trying to give him a pep talk, and it's like I just want to let you know you're gonna go out there tonight. You're gonna qualify. I reckon you can do it, but I've got you back. If anything happens, I got you. Now, I don't want to be that guy, but I will be because seemingly nobody wants to talk about the rules of WWE. Um, Triple threat match is no disqualification. You can do anything in a triple threat match. There's no submit no rope breaks. There's no count outs. The only thing is you have to pin or submit in the ring. Why do we keep having interferences from the locker room, from over the barricades, when the people could just come out to the ring with you? Like we'll talk about it later, but we had in the match where Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker came out like they were doing something. I'm like, bro, it's no disqualification match. You're part of the faction. Why don't you just sit ringside? Like J&J Security weren't coming out of places; they were just there. I don't understand. Like, change the rules or change what they're doing because it's making something it's making somebody look like an idiot, or the rule maker or the rest of themselves. It doesn't make any sense. Stupid. We move on to the third match of the night: New Day versus War Raiders versus the Creed Brothers in another triple threat match. I cannot make this up. Anyone who was there with me on SmackDown and I spoke about all WWE keep doing now is triple threat matches in any way. We've had triple threat matches for the last 2 weeks, Money in the Bank on both shows, at least two a night. And then we're having triple threat tag team matches. We had two triple threats at WrestleMania. We had a fatal four way at WrestleMania. Like, the reason why you're saying you can't find stuff for people to do because you're not writing stories, so you're trying to pigeonhole them into a match, which somebody has to lose. Someone has to lose, so two teams are going to look weak in a triple threat tag team match. It doesn't make any sense. It don't make any sense as well. There was a couple of decent spots in this match, couple of spots that looked dangerous, but the wrestlers know what they're doing. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? I think it was Ivar jumping into doing the crossbody into the ring advertising board. That was always a cool looking spot because it looks painful on it. But New Day picked up the victory with a roll up from Xavier Woods. Small package pause. I think he hit. There was a rising knee from Julius as well. On Ivar, who was on the top rope. Beautiful. Need him off the rope to the outside. And then Xavier rolls up Julius, grabs the tights, 1, 2, 3, and they scarper out of there. I still like the fact that New Day are keeping up with the heel move where they win the match and they just get out there. I quite like that. It's old school. Gives a better feeling to it. But again, nobody really cares about those matches. Uh Big Up says WWE main priorities for their weekly shows has been Rollins, Heyman, Breaker, Bronson, Solo, and Fatu. The rest they don't give a shit about. I agree. I agree with you. And a lot of the making them priorities doesn't even mean that it's good. So, Big Up Epic Gamer, you think Liv will be in the Money in the Bank match? She can't be now. She didn't qualify. She didn't beat Kyrie to get to the qualifying match. I don't think, and I think the fact that she got the tag team titles, WWE was trying to push that narrative. And if you've got another title, you can't be in this shot. I don't know. So I don't think she will be in the Money in the Bank match, to be honest. Move on from there. We get okay. Listen, we got. I guess we got to talk about this segment. It was really, really bad. I have, as someone who's a fan of Jey Uso, I don't have an excuse for this one. I don't have a reason. Well, I have a reason, but I don't have an excuse. Um, we get another promo between Jay and Gunter. I'm bored now. I'm bored now. Like we've had, I don't know. Altogether, we probably had about 8 weeks of him in the ring with promos and 2 wrestling matches. A lot of Gunter talking about he's going to beat Jay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But the main part of this promo, I love. I've took notes on it. So, um, yeah, we'll see. Bill Morris said, "Oh, was the last chance qualifying match." I know, but my point, yeah, I don't know. If, I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I literally just said that. Isn't that what Kyrie and Liv was? Because Liv was away for the first triple threat, and then Kyrie's already been in one. So, like, if there's another last chance one, and Kyrie, I don't get that. Means I don't get it. That's my point. She was just in. She lost last week, Rhea Pinder, in the triple threat match. But I don't know. He said I have Rollins and Roxanne winning the briefcase. I hear it, bro. Everyone knows with me, I just want Karrion Kross to be in that match, but he ain't gonna be there. But anyway, let me get to this segment. Where's the notes I took? All right, Jey Uso. I said the World Heavyweight Champion main event. Jey Uso is now in your city. Yeah, all of that stuff. Everybody after the champ. Logan Paul got yeeted on. Cena got yeeted on. At Money in the Bank, it's me and my dog Cody Rhodes. Okay, I hear it. It makes it to the ring. All of that stuff. First of all, I don't understand why Jay's in the tag team match with Cody Rhodes. I don't understand it. It's so lazy. He has a title. So what is the point? And also, he has Gunter. So I've just realised this. When is he fighting Gunter? When's that rematch happening? Let me know in the chat. When is he? When's that rematch happening? Simply because he's in a tag team match at Money in the Bank, which is the next pay per view. Am I right? So let me know in the chat, please, if you know when Gunter versus Jay is taking place, or is it taking place on Raw? Um, I don't know. Yeah, he should have stuck with him. He should have stuck with him. Did you see how atrocious they booked him in 2019? I don't even know who you guys talk about, so I don't want to. June 9th. I don't understand. June 9th, what is that? Raw? Or. Guys, man, listen, I just want to know, is it a Raw or is it a pay per view? So is it the Raw after the Money in the Bank? Okay, I'll Google it, cuz. Okay, so it's the Raw after Money in the Bank. What the fuck is the point? What is the point? Wouldn't it make more sense to. Brad, Brad. Wouldn't it make more sense to put? I don't even want the tag team match to happen, but it would have made more sense, wouldn't it, for Sammy and Cody to fight against them lot, and then again, it's just what we had at Saturday Night Main Event, isn't it? Surely Gunter and Jay makes more sense at a pay per view than it does on Raw. Hey man, Triple H and Lee fitting in it. You keep putting your name on this shit product at the end of the show, bro. You're gonna get shit reviews. I'll tell you that much, bro. Because I'm not keeping silent on this trash. Back to this terrible promo, which is Jay's worst. This is Jay's worst promo there's ever been. Let's skip past the Gunter part, which wasn't the best anyway, but it wasn't terrible. Um, where are we? Okay. Are you done? Are you done? I'm done. I'm done with everybody saying that my days as champ are numbered. I'm done with everybody using it for an excuse. Um, for this turtle to turn their back on people that brought him up. I have friends. I'm gonna read it just how Jay read it. I'm gonna read it just how Jay read it because I wrote the whole thing down. Are you done? Are you done? I'm done with everybody saying that my days as champ are numbered. I'm done with everybody using it for an excuse to turn their back on the people that brought them up. I have friends. I Ah, family. I'm a real one, Oos. I fight for them. They fight for me. You want to run your mouth on my life? You want to judge me? Go ahead, Oos. Back and forth. 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 Oh, you think I'm joking? Back and forth. I'm not overlooking you, Oos. I'm not overlooking you, Gunter. I know what you're capable of. I'm not overlooking you, Oos. I know you in and out, man. Okay? I'm going to see you in Phoenix. But Gunter, at the end of the day, Oos, I'm fighting for their support. Look, because in Phoenix, I'm going to make you tap out. Again. 4 letters, 1 word. Yeet. That's exactly what Jey Uso's promo was. And you see the back and forth part. I wish I could stand up and just go back and forth to make you show how weird it was. It was strange. The camera was zooming in on Gunter's face, and he was looking at people like, "What the fuck?" Like Gunter looked so confused. Like, big man, gather your thoughts on it. I've said it once. I'll say it again. I love Jey. I haven't turned my back on Jey. I have no problem with him. But just like everyone else, you have to up your game. And when you move from being a tag team, possibly the greatest tag team of all time, you level up. Roman didn't go through this blood, sweat, and tears to put people in position for them to fuck up, bro. He didn't. He didn't. So when you know you're elevating, the US title should have been on it for longer, so you can elevate with that. And this is what I keep telling: titles are not just titles; they are stepping stones to get to the top. You don't skip levels in it. You don't skip levels. Very few people go from the WWE Tag Team title straight to the WWE Championship. There's a mid card belt, and it's great. Some people never get to the WWE Championship. Razor Ramon, Mr. Perfect, never got to them. They never got there, but it's a stepping stone, bro. And you get the Intercontinental title, or you get the US title, and then the company should be looking at people going, "Let's see if this works. If it works, and the fans love it, we're on. We're gonna push them to the moon, and we're gonna go to the next level. If it doesn't work, selling decent T-shirts, the fans like it, but we're gonna keep a mid card and we're gonna keep them around that range. There's nothing wrong with it. People have made great careers of it. It's like being a substitute in football. Sometimes you're Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and sometimes you're Van Nistelrooy, and but both end up with great careers. In fact, Ollie's careers might have been better in trophies. So I'm just saying, Jey, you got to do better, bro. I don't believe that he can't cut a promo because simply when he had the comfort of his brother next to him, the lockdown promos are some of the best stuff you've ever heard. The Uso Penitentiary promos are some of the best things you ever heard. The Bloodline attack dog Jey Uso, I'ma get him promos were great. Jey versus Roman when nobody was around, Jey was great. He can't just get bad at promos. But what's happening to him is he doesn't have the comfort of everyone around him. He's yeeting all over the goddamn stadium before he gets to the ring. It's like asking the Ultimate Warrior to cut a promo when he's already ran to the ring in full speed. There's a reason why we never saw him cut a promo. We all Ultimate Warrior's promos were backstage. Oh, Warrior. What he got in the ring? We ran in the ring, shook the ropes like a crackhead, the ring bell. He went and he had 2 minutes. Gorilla press, splash, it's over. You can't get out at the top in the nosebleeds, get out to a crowd, adrenaline all pumped up, yeeting all the way down the stairs, yeeting with moms, yeeting with dads, yeeting with kids, yeeting around the stadium, yeet there, yeet here, yeet everywhere, yeet with the commentators, get in the ring and yeet, 5 minutes of yeet, yeet through the ads, and then get given a microphone. I think you're going to get your breath back. It's not good. It's not good. And now WWE gonna give us this stupid documentary, and the stupid documentary, stupid trailer has a stupid decision on it. When you can see Triple H with his stupid, oh yeah, Jace, come here, I'll speak to you a minute. I'm not gonna put a rocket on you, man. Brother, that's for the cameras, man. Who speaks to a human like that? What? Don't you just do the Vince thing and say, yo, come to my office, bro? I'm gonna put the rocket on you. But what? Because people are in France yeeting everywhere. That's stupid, bro. It's stupid. I don't care if it's my favorite wrestler or the wrestler that I don't like very well. I'm all good for anyone doing their dues, paying their dues, and getting pushed to a certain level. But the level doesn't always have to be the WWE Championship. It doesn't. It doesn't. Either way, whether you had the US title or the Intercontinental, it was both. It was yeeting both times, so it still would have been in this predicament. But that promo, the only part he was comfortable with was 4 letters, 1 word, yeet. It's hard to even blame Jay because this is what happens. The fans, they think they're running the show now. And Triple H said he loves the live crowd, so now live and die by the sword, but us at home have to suffer, bro. You'd be fine. All of us would have been fine if we was in the stadium watching Raw. But now we have to live and die by the sword of just Triple H. Everything's about the live crowd. Everything is booked for the pop. It's the same thing that everyone was accusing AEW of. How dare everybody like do this tribalism between WWE and AEW, not pay attention to what AEW is doing, diss it every week when that was their problem? The difference with AEW is it was a new company. It still is. It's only been around like 5 years. Tony Khan is well within his rights to make a business, make a company, and orchestrate it however he wants. Triple H isn't, because there's a tradition to what pro wrestling WWE is. So, like, for Tony Khan, I don't want to hear anyone complain about Tony Khan. It's his company, and he's booked it the way he wants to because he actually loves wrestling. You can see he loves wrestling. I've never watched an AEW event and gone, this was shit because Tony Khan clearly doesn't care. Tony Khan's problem is he cares too much and he thinks like a fan, but like he books like a fan too. So fans are very fickle. One day they like this guy, next day they don't like him. He books like he's got action figures in his hand and he's like, I don't want this toy anymore, I want this one. And it's not realistic. And then he goes to the shop and there's a new toy on the shelf and he's like, oh, mom, dad, can I get this? It's like, oh, you can't get that, man. It's WWE prices. And then you come back to the shop and it's got a yellow tag on it. It's like, oh, WWE's got rid of it now, so it's half price. Can we get it? I'll pay double. Get it in. And that's why Vince took all the AEW people, but he took all the people on the indie circuit because he didn't want them to go to AEW. And then he messed up and everything there was too many people. Then WWE released loads of people, released probably the wrong ones, and then Tony Khan said, listen, I'll take all of them. But I'm telling you, bro, I'm telling you, I wouldn't lie to you, bro. WWE's the main product I watch. It's been my whole life, but I wouldn't lie to you guys at all, bro. I'm telling you, just the Hurt Syndicate alone, just Tony Storm alone, just Ricochet alone, it's better than what I'm seeing on Raw. Did you hear what I said? I said Ricochet, bruv. I have to reiterate one more time. Ricochet is doing better work than all of the people. I'm not making this up. I'm not making this up. This geezer got a promo at his wedding. His actual wedding. Yes, they've got shit over there. What's rubbish? The Death Riders. It sucks, bro. But like, fucking hell, man. How have they done this? How have they done this? Man, brother. Now, because now I'm starting to think. Hold on a minute. We know that Ricochet, he was terrible at promos. I heard Triple H. There's a video of Triple H talking about Ricochet's promos. But now I'm like, not only was he bad, but was he not trying to control people too much? Because literally, he went over there. They made a joke about him because he was doing the aha promo. It lasted about a month, even and then all of a sudden I was like, hold on a minute, this geezer's he's got it. He's feeding into he's read what the internet's saying about him. He was getting a bit triggered by the internet because he would always reply to people. And now he said, you know what? I'm gonna take this and put it into my character. And it works. It works, bro. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy, bro. Man's basically took the initiative from, and I don't understand why other wrestlers aren't doing it, but I think I do understand in WWE because WWE is trying to control the narrative all the time. They're trying to control it all the time. Let people. That's what Drew McIntyre did. That's why he was great. Internet. Why do you think Karrion Kross is great, bro? The internet. They're seeing what people are saying. It's like if this is what the people want, if this is what the people are talking about, who am I to act like this doesn't happen? Exactly. Naomi's doing it. Come on, man. It's fucking hell, bro. So, like I said, this promo was really bad, but that's not. I'm not. It's not an indictment against Jay as a character. I don't think he's rubbish and that. But what's happened is the inmates are running the asylum now. The asylum is WWE, and the inmates are the crowd, the live crowd, and it's not working because they're gonna cheer when they want. Seth Rollins literally said to them, "I don't understand you lot. You was cheering my song 5 minutes ago." Yeah, Morris, she was. I think he was doing it. Mustafa Ali. I'll be honest. It ain't always gonna It ain't always gonna work. But it's not about whether it works or not. It's about trying, isn't it? Because what's worse than just get released by sitting in catering? You might as well just try it. It's absolutely fucking crazy that this happens, man. And I'm just like, how does I'm a regular fan? Do you get me? I'm a regular fan. I'm not. Well, I know they can call people marks and all that stuff. I'm not. I really love wrestling. I want it to be better. I call out when it's rubbish. I don't go over the top. I don't speak about anybody personally. I keep it kayfabe in their characters. But it's shit, bro. It's absolutely shit, man. It's abhorrent behavior week in, week out. It's despicable, and I would say it's unacceptable. But guess what? Because of the fans, the other half of them, it is acceptable. It is acceptable because they're always going to get paid, bro. They're always the WWE's always going to get paid. I read their tax year, their breakup, their quarterly. They're up on money, so they're fine, and we just get the shit product. And not only do we get a shit product, we get a fucking lackluster WrestleMania. We get a premium live event 2 weeks after WrestleMania. 2 weeks after that, we get Saturday Night Live main, whatever that fucker is. That was shit. And now in 2 weeks, we're going to get another Money in the Bank. And then after that, we're going to have free. We're going to have. Oh, on the Money in the Bank weekend, we got 2 PLAs on one day. And then 3 weeks after that, we've got whatever Great American Bash, Evolution, and some other bullshit, bro. How about you fix what you've got? How about get rid of all of them? How about that? Let's keep NXT, keep Raw, keep SmackDown. Fuck off main event because those people can fight on SmackDown. Fuck off whatever the other stuff is. Fuck off the speed shit title. Nobody cares about that. Nobody gives a shit about it. Yeah, exactly. There's another Saturday Night main event. Fuck it all off. Fuck it all off and go back to basics, bro. Let's run a PLE every, I don't know, 6 weeks. We got the main four in it every year, and we can add some between that. So we have Royal Rumble, we have SummerSlam, we have Survivor Series, we have we have Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. That's 4 in it. That's 4. That's one every 3 months in it, based on just the whole year. Okay, we don't want one every 3 months. Let's add another 6 on top of that, 4 on top of that. You get me? We don't need. Let's build intriguing stories and let them culminate at the fucking pay-per-view, or start at the pay-per-view, or climax at the pay-per-view. We're getting these people booking shows for after the pay-per-view. All you're basically telling me as a fan is, listen, we've got Jay fighting Logan, but we got Jay versus Gunter booked after that. Excuse me. So you just told me that Jay's going to win. Thanks for that. So I don't need to watch Saturday Night main event then. I don't need to watch Saturday Night main event if I know that the match between Jay and Gunther is going to take place after Logan. If they said Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40, you're fighting Roman at WrestleMania, but don't worry about that because at Backlash, Cody is fighting whoever. Oh, so Cody's winning the title then. Thanks for telling me. I'll have a holiday. I'll come back when it's done. And you guys have to remember this. NFL live shows, when the football season starts, it's going to Netflix. It's going to be head-to-head with WWE on a Monday. Good luck, WWE. Good luck to you viewing. Good luck to you viewing. Watch what happens with them NFL numbers. Fucking shit, bro. A big up, break it down, brother. Yeah, I mean, thanks for the compliment, bro. It's ridiculous, though, man. It's shit, bro. PLEs are not consistent. Back in the day, I could tell you what was going on to appear every February. Exactly, bro. Exactly my point. You could plan out your whole fucking year, bro. They're throwing a young No Mercy on Armageddon here, Armageddon there, and that you get me a backlash. But this is overkill. It's overkill. Like I should be excited that the WWE is throwing on so many PLEs, but I'm not. Do you remember they were doing this around 2017? But the difference was, to be fair to them, it was still overkill. There was like two pay per views a month, but obviously the brands were split up in it. So you'd have like SmackDown, Backlash, and then Raw, whatever. That was when like Dean Ambrose was champion and stuff like that. This is like there was meant to be a draft. We saw it. Remember, Shawn Michaels was kissing all the women and throwing hats on them and that. All the women that have been released, by the way. Fucking shit, man. Yeah, Great Balls of Fire and Battleground. Fucking Battleground, bro. And then what? You know what they've done now? Instead of getting rid of those pay per views, they just give them to NXT for a regular Wednesday, for a regular Thursday. Here it's NXT Battleground. What's happening special? Fuck all, mate. Shit. Absolute shit, man. Sorry about it. Anyway, moving on from that Jey Uso promo, we had another advert of Cody's shit podcast. Nobody cares about your shit podcast on your stupid weekly boss, bro. Drink your vodka, shut the fuck up, man. Nobody cares about your podcast with your missus, bro. She's a beautiful woman. You're a great guy, but in wrestling terms, nobody cares about Brandy. She didn't offer anything. All we know is we're gonna see Brandy every WrestleMania. Seems that's it. That's it. She don't wrestle anymore. Nobody gives a shit. So, Cody, if you see this, I'm not disrespecting your wife. I've already complimented her. You got a nice wife, a nice dog. You got a little cute little daughter and stuff like that. Your boss is great. It's got stupidly Wheatley on the side, but whatever. But none of us give a shit about your wife, bro. None of us care, bro. Why is it even Why is it even part of the WWE? A podcast with his wife? Can you tell me a match what Brandy had? She didn't offer anything. She grabbed. She holds your fucking. She holds your helmet, bro. She holds your helmet every fucking WrestleMania. Yeah, she was a ring announcer. She started off trying to wrestle OVW and that, and then ring announcer, and then JoJo and that came along and smashed out of the water. And then obviously after JoJo left, and we had Samantha, who was the best. Fucking all they want to do, man. Now it's just like if you're not in the ring, you're in a podcast. And by the way, I watched Stephanie's podcast the other day. I watched two of them. I watched the one with Bianca and I watched the one with Dom. Brother, I'm just letting you know, if you don't want wrestling ruined for you, don't watch it, because Dom was trying to do his best to stay in character like he always does. And then she was like, "Oh, I bet you're so happy, proud of your dad," and that. And he was like, "No, I'm not proud of my dad. He's a scrub." And then she was like, "Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying, but I'm talking about like out of character, I'm like storyline based." I'm like, "Fucking hell, Steph, just let man just live, man. He can still he can talk about everything in his life without talking about him liking his dad still, man. Fucking hell." Anyway, move on to the fourth match of the night: Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Raquel Rodriguez at ringside, of course, and then with Kairi Sane with Io Sky at ringside. Yeah, all we know, at some point in this match, Kairi went to the top rope. I think Liv had distracted the ref over the other side. Well, Raquel had distracted the ref over the other side. Roxanne jumps up on the apron and pushes Kairi Sane off the apron to try and help. Liv Morgan, seemingly trying to get into the good box, get himself in the Judgment Day. It didn't work somehow. I don't understand how it didn't work, but she pushed her off. Raquel flipped that she helped her, and then Liv got distracted that Raquel and Roxanne were arguing, and then she got rolled up. Another roll up. We should have called Spliff FC. Yeah? WWE Spliff event, because everyone's getting rolled up. Shit, man. Exactly, break it down. She went for the Oblivion, got rolled up, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and Liv Morgan loses. Stupid, very stupid. And then they get back to the clubhouse, and she blames Raquel for it. All right, whatever, man. There's some distension there. Who cares, man? Bill Morris said, prime example, I don't bother with Stephanie's places. To be fair to Stephanie's places, like I watched the Bloodline one. I watched Rhea Ripley, CM Punk, and Cody, I think. She doesn't really. I mean, the Bloodline one's obviously a bit weird because they're out together, but like we already saw the images of it, and whereas the rest of them, she don't really on those shows be like, "Oh, out of your character, what do you think of Block?" She doesn't do that. But on the podcast, she seemed like Big up Stephanie, but I love Steph, but she seemed like a nervous little girl. Like it's almost like wrestling's been her whole life, so she never saw herself outside of being in the company. She probably saw herself running the company, and now that she got an opportunity to do like podcasts and all that stuff, she's kind of like, oh yeah, this is exciting, isn't it? Blah blah blah, but whatever. Breaking down says terrible botches in that match as well. Women need to step it up if the whole evolution wants to be a success again. Brother, I'm going to do a separate video on the evolution and stuff like this because I want to break it down a little bit. But we, Morris, you remember, innit? We did a show, was it 2 weeks ago when I brought up the roster from the previous Women's Evolution to now. And that Women's Evolution pay per view, the one they did, was really good. Like, I enjoyed it. I didn't have any problems with it. I'm with you, man. The botches have been crazy lately. The matches have been slow. Terrible promos. There was another one here with Becky and Lyra. It's just lackluster. Feels like when Vince was there, it felt like Triple H was pushing the narrative with women. It felt like he was behind them more than anyone. Come out and give them flowers and all that. Now I'm beginning to think like maybe he wasn't. Maybe he wasn't, and we got it wrong the whole time because there's no like Vince ain't here anymore, so there's no reason to blame him for everything. So why is it still shit? They need to quickly do something with Maxine, Natalia, and Candice before them. I mean, I tell you, okay, for Maxine, seemingly she wrestled a little bit, wasn't the best, still learning. Now she's a manager, but not really a manager because she just come out. She just comes out to look great. They should have made her a manager of somebody who's been taken serious. That's what they should have done. And while she's doing that, she could get the training. I don't have high hopes for Kyrie at all, unfortunately. No, Kyrie's done in this company, bro. Like, I promise you that. She might last on. She might be able to wriggle herself another 12 months in and out of catering, but she's done on the company. Nothing against her, nothing against her at all. But it's over with. Her character is a fucking pirate, bro, and she doesn't talk. So Becky ain't that great in my opinion. Overhyped and shouting. I'm not. Man, never know. Like I think she's a good wrestler at times, but I'm not a fan of Becky anyway. I've never have been. We get a Rhea Ripley promo with some pre-recorded thing with some purple lights, but you could clearly tell she was just regular backstage. She wasn't in the boiler room or anything like that. She was just backstage. So that means Byron Saxton was probably on the other side of that camera just walking past. Terrible promo. She's not good at them anyway. Like, honestly, Mom is always on top. All right, man, we get it, man. We get it. You want to dominate some people, and the little lesbians in the chat, the little fucking simps in the chat love it. Oh my god, mommy said she's on top. I want to wrap her bicep around my neck. Fuck off, bro. Fuck off. You fucking losers, bro. You fucking wet losers, bro. This is what's ruining wrestling. The little shitheads in Rhea's comment section. Oh my god, mommy, I want to lick the sweat off your lap pull down. Oh my god, mommy, step on me. Would you? Fuck off, bro. Bro, let's go back. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think this should start charging everyone for Twitter and it. Start charging everyone for Twitter and Instagram, bro. Soon enough, you'll find out that all the little simps that don't want to spend their time making money can't get in the comment sections because it's fucking annoying, bro. And it's going to the women's heads as well. Anyway, moving on with there, we have the Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria segment. Brother, this is trash, bro. This Lyra and Becky segment was trash, bro. First of all, Lyra, relax with the fake tan in it. You're pretty in it. Don't overdo it. You don't need to do that. Second of all, Becky was waffling. Lyra was waffling. You hear it. You hear it. Bill Morris said, "Hey, it does go both ways because women who obsess over Roman in the past, it doesn't, bro. It doesn't. I understand exactly what you mean, but for me, men and women are not the same, bro. They're not the same. Like, put it this way. Put it this way. Just for an example, if Roman Reigns starts on OnlyFans and Rhea Ripley starts on OnlyFans, both of them will get people signing up. Rhea Ripley might get whatever the highest amount of people you can get on OnlyFans is. Rhea will be in top 3 in the world. Roman's gonna have to work harder, bro. He's gonna have to do something. Roman's gonna have to do something ridiculous. He's gonna have to do something. He's gonna have to do the unthinkable on OnlyFans to get what Rhea's gonna get. Rhea just has to turn up there. She just has to turn up there and just say that she got extra bikini photos, brother. Remember, Roman. Okay, no homo in it. in terms of wrestling and what women probably think, Roman Reigns is top tier in it. Every time I see women do them reels where they have to do the blind ranking and stuff, and they're doing it over like who they fancy. As soon as Roman comes up, they're like number one straight away. Roman and Drew somehow. I think it's because long hair, tall and all that. Whatever. I don't know. The average man or like a mid card, I don't know, Johnny Gargano, and then goes up against say Johnny Gargano goes up against his wife and it both on OnlyFans. Candice is gonna smash him out the water, no problem, no problem, because it's just different between them. I don't have a problem with women obsessing. I don't like. I'm not weird. I don't have a problem women obsessing over Roman and obsessing over men obsessing over Rhea in their head. People have crushes. People fancy people. It's a little thing and that. But I've been to Roman's comment section and it ain't like Rhea's comment section, bro. In fact, the top message on Roman's one ain't normally any pervy stuff, bro. Man, them told me that Rhea broke the internet and all she did was take a fucking photo, like a regular photo, bro. She wasn't naked or anything. It's because she got muscles in it. It's that muscle mommy thing, bro. Cora Jade and Blair Davenport, top 10 for Cora, top 20 for Blair, top 15 if she's lucky. Not top 10 in the world. Not for Cora and no. Because the top 10 in the world is like, it's the social media women in it, and then the celebrity women like Amber Rose and Cardi B and all that stuff. But I told you, man, Blair Davenport, man, I wasn't familiar with her game, and now I am. So big up to her, innit? Cora Jade, yeah, but she's not a big name in it. She didn't have like a name on Twitch or anything like that. Like, I don't even want to say it because she's already done whatever in it. But if Paige was on Twitch making more money than she was in WWE, and if she decided to go the other route, and that she didn't have to do anything drastic, just take all your bikini pictures and all that stuff off Instagram, put them on OnlyFans, she'd kill it. So anyway, I don't want to keep talking about OnlyFans, getting weird. And WWE's, I mean, not WWE, but YouTube's already been on my case. You know, I've already had a gut strike from Hugo Online in it. So now you ask Morris about the Hugo Online streams and that, they're taking all my benefits away from me, whatever that means. You get me? Big up, break it down to what other platforms are you live on now, by the way? All my lives are on YouTube and Twitch, and then I'm on I'm on a couple other people's lives when I do football. But I've got 3 YouTube channels on it. So I've got Hugo Online, I've got Savage Talks Wrestling, I've got Savage Talks Football as well. Hugo Online is a bit of everything. So we do movies and music and regular live conversations over there. Savage Talks Wrestling's obviously mainly WWE focused, but wrestling, and then Hugo Online. Savage Talks Football is for the football season, Premier League football season, and rest of football. So, but yeah, Morris. Like I think, when did they send it me? They sent it me when I was on the train. I think. I got carried. Is that that one night when I done the DJ thing? I got carried away on it. So it is what it is, bro. I'll deal with it. I can't blame anyone else. It's my own fault. But yeah, where did they send it me? They did send it me somewhere. I just didn't pop up on my phone, but whatever. Anyway, Becky Lynch said, "I made this personal. You cost me every opportunity. I was done with you." Okay, she was saying she was done with Lyra. She said because I went home with my hot husband and you went off to hospital with your weird little fiance. And then like Lyra said, "Oh, your hot husband? You mean the only talented thing about you?" This was the worst promo, man. And the fact that big up Becky, but I can't believe Becky referred to like the weird looking husband, bro. That's quite funny because we did online in it and we tried to stop it, but yeah, Morris, it was the extra rave, bro. And obviously, I don't think I got copyrighted for any of the videos that we did when we were going through YouTube. I do want to like, I don't want to, I want to stream daily just as a streamer in it, and then kind of like not plan stuff out too much, but just for 2 hours, run through the internet, talk about some stories and all that stuff. But I need to build a fan base up to do that because otherwise I'm just going to be talking to myself. Obviously, I can clip the videos and turn them into the other videos after that. But the 5th and final match, we got Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, yeah. So we got the Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Finn Balor qualifying match. Listen, who cares? At the end of the day, Dominic comes in with a steel chair, tries to throw it to Finn. It's a no disqualification match. So again, I don't know why Dom snuck, but he did. Threw it in the middle of the rings. Finn tried to crawl over to it, got curb stomped on it. Seth Rollins wins the match. He qualifies for the Money in the Bank. Um, and then yeah, you know what's gonna happen. Jay Uso came out while Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker were attacking Sammy, and just like the week before, just like last week, just literally the review what we did last week, the main focus was WWE had CM Punk in the building all day, all show, and brought him out for 90 seconds. I kid you not, if you didn't watch Raw and you only watched my review, they did exactly the same thing. His music went off. Paul Heyman, Bron Breakker, and Bronson Reed walked off towards the entrance to stop him. He crept up on Seth. He gave him the GTS, the weakest GTS. Seth sold it like a champ. He jumped back over the barricade, ran up the stairs, and then told him to come on. That was the end of Raw. 26-25. You get me? Sorry, guys, but that's what it was, man. It was trash. Did they have him walk in at the beginning of the show again this week? Didn't catch that? No, no. They just acted like he wasn't there. Even in the promo, the first promo, Paul Heyman was like, they started chanting CM Punk, and he was like, "Listen, CM Punk is not here tonight." It's crazy. It's crazy. Um, if the fans are already, they're doing it all for the pop in it. So basically, they're like not trying to let on that he's there so they can get the big pop at the end. But the pop is only for the live crowd. No one at home is gassed that CM Punk pulled up for the second week in a row. Anyway, that's been your Raw review. Let's talk Raw. We did an hour. Talked on some other stuff as well. Obviously, I love doing these stream reviews. Like, should have been yesterday, but big up for Morris looking at as well. I had to travel back from Liverpool. Had a few things at the train station with my son as well. Fucking hurt himself a little bit, so had to make sure all of that was good. But we're back now, back to regular. We're all back to regular streaming and stuff like that. So tomorrow's Thursday, which has crept up on me pretty quick. So what I want to do is, depending on what any news stories that drop, I don't want to promise anything, but tomorrow I may do a Savage Talks where we can just chop up what's going on in wrestling, but we'll see. Um, and then we'll see what's going to go on with the other fingers as well. But yeah, man. Anyone watching later on, follow the channel, subscribe to HUGO Online, subscribe to Savage Talks Football, subscribe on TikTok as well. Then you get to see my reactions because I'm not putting reactions on this channel anymore because it gets copyrighted every time. So I've been explained what happens with my channel now. It's been shadow banned in too many different ways. I get blocked in like certain countries, and one of the countries I get blocked in is India, which is my biggest fan base is UK, USA, and India, and that's half of the people watching me in it, so I have to be careful. But big up, break it down. Instead, I tried to convince myself it was acceptable, but listening to you speak about it, realization is yeah. Brother, don't worry. I'll do the same thing. I try and tell myself it's acceptable while I'm watching it to try and get through it. But once you deep it, you're like, I realized I thought this was acceptable because it's been so shit. You know what I mean? So when it's so shit, it's like when you get a decent one, all of a sudden, decent one feels like it's great, but it's not. Nah, Morris, say yeah. Like, listen, you just have to deep one thing in it. India and China have the biggest fan. Like, they've got 1.2 billion each in their countries, and it. There's only 8 billion people on the planet, so that's a lot of people watching the videos, and it. So I ain't gonna try and call him irrelevant, but I hear what you're saying. Great collie and that. But love for the love, guys, man. I'm gonna get off. If you want to go and join another stream and chop it up with me, I'm on the football stream on Enz's channel. So go to Enzman TV. He's live right now. I'll be over there in like 5 minutes, maybe less than that, to be honest. So we can chop up football. If you're not interested in football, then subscribe to the channel. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. I'll put the schedule up as well, and then check me out. Right.